You're watching Let's Chat.
It's so nice to have with me in the studio my dear friend Monty Reeves, Executive Director, Friends House Ministries, to tell us all about the wonderful work he does and they do. Thank you so much for coming on, Monty. Good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you. It's good to be here.
Thank you. So what is Friends House Ministries? How did it get started?
Well, it got started by seeing the need in Chattanooga. I had been going to court, teaching classes at church and so forth, and been going to court with guys, and realized through a friend of mine that was actually worked in the district attorney's office, that going back to the same place just about took the guy's chance away of being rehabilitated. So I got the idea that housing was one of the main keys to getting a guy rehabilitated.
So what do you do exactly?
Well, we have 4 houses. We work inside the jail before guys get out of jail.
Okay.
And we make plans for them, and then they get out of jail, and we get them jobs, take them to church, take them to recovery meetings, and then we work with them to help them get off of whatever their addiction was or whatever their hurts, habits, or hang-ups were. And then within 6 months to a year, send them back home to their families and get a new group in.
I love that. I bet you're making a direct impact in recidivism, because I would imagine someone's been in jail for 10 years, they're let out, they're put in, into the great big world with no support.
That's true.
And I bet the support needed, I would say immediately, is probably 24/7 in terms of accountability, friendship, fellowship. Is that true?
That is true. And the friendship fellowship is a big deal.
Right.
Because most of these guys have not had any credible fellowship or friendship maybe in their whole lifetime. And some of the classes that we take about bonding, you've heard of bonding with your mother and how the brain forms and all of that.
Very much.
And I'm not a psychiatrist or anything along those lines, but when you take those classes and realize these guys, most of them have had 0% of those kind of things.
That's sad.
And it makes you think, it gives you actually compassion for them.
Right, right.
And even though sometimes you think they don't deserve it, I believe the Lord thinks they do deserve it.
I love that outlook. Even though they might have, guilty of horrible crimes, probably the majority of the time they were born into really horrible situations without the love that we take for granted we might have received from our mothers or that I give my sons.
Right. Now, that doesn't give them an excuse to do it.
Absolutely not. I agree with that 100%.
And so the classes teach us that we have to take that if you actually change your behavior, the things you learn in the scriptures are true, you can renew your mind.
I love that so much. So tell me about the Veterans Home. We were touched upon it briefly before the show started. I'd like to hear about this.
Well, there's a drug court and a mental health court right now in Hamilton County, and the JAG Corps, I assume from Washington, D.C., a colonel came down and spoke with us and asked us if we would be a housing component for that, which we agreed. And so now there's going to be a veterans court that's going to be run right here in Hamilton County for veterans that are in trouble, in jail, on the street, etc. And we're going to house those veterans.
Wow.
To the extent we can.
So you're offering like a special focus, a special understanding to their life experiences that might be a little unique to someone that didn't serve.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
I love having you on, and I feel like we could talk the whole show. As we wrap up, tell me how people can learn more about you and support the wonderful work.
Is it all right to give my phone number?
Absolutely.
Well, one thing, you can call me 423-488-5018, or our website, friendshouseministries.com, and we are looking at it, I assume, online, but we need partners. We need people that are interested in this, besides the financial support, which we do need, but we need people to come alongside. We want to start teaching more classes.
Okay.
And there are 2 classes that we really want to start teaching. We want to start teaching marriage classes and parenting classes.
Very important work.
And we think that will help the men want to be stronger fathers, want to get back in the homes.
That's great.
And I know that both mayors here in Chattanooga are really doing programs like that, and we really stole the